Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Akan Insights, where each episode delves deeper into Akan culture and heritage. My name is Muthoni, and you're most welcome. With me is Mr. Frank, our very able tree and God professor from Ghana. Mr. Frank, can you say hi to our viewers?
Hi, hello. I believe everyone is doing well. Surely you are going to enjoy today's program. Thank you for having me.
All right, get ready to explore the world of Akan families and totems. Mr. Frank is ready for you. We are ready for you. If you're joining us for the very first time, my name is Muthoni. I am from Kenya. And yes, of course, we have Mr. Frank. He is an Akan in Ghana. All right, all right. So if you're joining for the first time, once again, please like our broadcast, leave us a comment, share, and notify your friends that we are live and let us enjoy this broadcast together. Mr. Frank, are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm very ready, please.
All right, all right. So as we get started, do you mind? You know, the people who are asking what are family totems or what are totems, could you take us through that in very briefly?
Okay. So when we talk about totems are material culture within our environment from which we draw inspiration. So someone might look at how brave the lion is and will say that I am like a lion. And as a result, that person is expected to exude braveness. Someone would also say, I am like a parrot because he thinks that the parrot is very intelligent. So we are talking about material culture from our environment. Mostly it is natural. So natural material culture from our environment that enables us to exude confidence or characteristics that we actually admire.
All right, thank you very much for that introduction and definition. And as we think about our today's topic, please tell us how the Akan see the family unit. How important is it in the heritage of their community, and what role do the totems play in family identity?
Thank you very much for the question. So I can't see family as most salient in everything, especially it defines one's identity. Now, the reason why this is most important is that there's an account proverb that sɛ worefi ukrom hene kyini a, woria ɛwɔ dwabɔ ase, which is translated as if you fail to identify the umbrella of your chief or your king, you automatically get lost in a big public meeting. So the accounts often represent their families with a particular type of umbrella. Every ethnic group or every village has a particular umbrella which represents the chief. And as a result, every member of that village is expected to know the makeup and designs of that umbrella. That is like a national flag, which signifies where a person is coming from and then the beliefs of the people. Just as this umbrella stands for identity, so does totems also stand for identity. So among Akans, we say that there are 8 main families. Now, when we talk about these families, we are talking about the Ediana, the Agona, the Asetri, the Asenie, the Asuna, the Bretio, the Ekwana, and then the Oyoko. These are 8 families of the Akan. So this will not look at Akans according to language or Akans according to culture. We classify all these people as Akans. So be it Asantes, be it Achims, be it Fantis, be it Nzima, be it whatever, we count all these people come together under one umbrella and we consider them as Akan families. So when you go to the Asantes, you might meet people who are coming from the Adriana family. You would also meet people coming from the Agona family. You would also meet people coming from the Asachiri family. You would also meet people coming from the Asenia family. You would also meet people coming from the Asona. So it's the same for the Bretio. So it's the same for the Ekwana. So it's the same for Yuko. So though we have Asante as an ethnic group, you realize that Asante ethnic group is not just made up of Asantes. It is made up of multiple families that come together to make the Asantes. This same family can also be found among the Equiapen people. This same family can also be located among the Asachiri people. Veronica, please, are you there? Hello, Veronica. Hello?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm here, Mr. Frank, and thank you so much for taking us through that. And you've taken us through the symbols of Akan. Do I call them tribes or do I call them villages or what? By the way,
We call
how
them,
do you
let's call them.
identify the different?
Okay, so you identify the different families according to clans. So technically, they are clans.
All right, all
So
right.
exactly. So please continue.
All right, then tell us how you Akan people honor the ancestors through the use of totems and any other traditional symbols of the family unit.
Thank you very much for the question. So we consider the totems of every clan as an ancestral property. Just as today, people go to register patents or to patent some symbols in their name as identity, so that the Wakans also consider totems as a patented product from their ancestors. So every family among the Akans has a particular totem. In most situations, these totems are animals, and these animals represent the characteristics that the members of every clan is expected to depict. Now, for example, if I take the people of Adriana, the Adriana people have their totem as dog or frog. Now, let's look at the characteristics of a dog. We know that dogs are very friendly. We know that dogs are very clever. You know that dogs are very brave. In time of difficulty, they are capable of protecting their masters. So the Adriana people also consider themselves as very friendly people. Also, they consider themselves as very clever people because they are able to relate with every family very peaceably and at the same time ensure peace among themselves. In all this, one thing that they don't do away with is being hardworking. So when you look at a dog, a properly trained dog, that dog can be very hardworking depending on how well the dog has been trained. So when it comes to Akan environments or other Akan culture, we have some people, specifically hunters, who have trained their dogs to assist them in hunting. And looking at the ancestral period, Ghana or the Gold Coast was mostly a forested area. So the major work that was engaged in by our ancestors happened to be what? Happened to be hunting and then farming. So dogs assisted in this. It is no surprise that the Adriana people would have dog as their totem depicting hard work. Now, going forward, let's talk about the totem of the Agona people. The totem of the Aguna people happen to be parrots. Now, what do we know about the parrots? We know that the parrot, if properly trained, is very eloquent. So, some people
All right, all right. Mr. Frank will be back telling us about the parrot as the totem of these specific Akan family or clan. Yes, keep your questions coming. Please write us a comment, like, and share our broadcast. Please tell us, let us know where you're watching us from. Do you have any questions for us? Feel free to explore our website too and get to know more of the things that we do. Yes. If you're also interested in taking Chui classes, of course, Mr. Frank is here. Please let us know. You can send us an email to info@resplendencelanguagearts.com, and then we'll get you started in your language classes. All right, back to you, Mr. Frank. You were telling us about the
thank you,
parrot.
thank you very much. So I was saying that the parrot is the totem of the Agona clan of the Akans. Now, the parrot is known as an eloquent animal, an eloquent bird. Apart from its colorful makeup, it is also very eloquent. So, in most cases, the Aguna people consider themselves as very colorful and then very beautiful. So, the colors of the parrot depict their beauty. And as a result, it is no surprise that in most cases, the Aguna people, wherever they go, do their possible best to dress properly and then represent their clan as best as they can. Now, in terms of eloquence, the Aguna people are very known among their clans as very eloquent. Now, when you come to Ghana, when you talk about eloquence, you are not just talking about how well someone can speak, but the question is, how well can you speak in translating your culture? So that is one thing that the Aguna people do their very best to do. So in most cases, whenever they are speaking, they do well to embed their culture in their language. So it is no surprise that whenever you meet somebody within the Aguna environment, that person, if for nothing at all, that person is capable of adding proverbs to whatever he's saying. So among accounts, it is believed that a person who has actually mastered the art of proverbs is highly capable of demonstrating his culture. Now, another thing that the Aguna people are also known for, as is very well known about the parrots, is being frank. So, in most houses where we have parrots, we know that the parrots will never lie. Whenever the parrot sees something, the parrot says it as it is. If it is black, the parrot will say it is black. If it is white, the parrot will say it is white. So would the Aguna people act around you. So when the thing is white, don't expect the Aguna person to embellish it. He is automatically going to tell you that the thing is black if it is black. If it is white, he's going to make you aware that it is white. So when you talk about the Aguna people of Ghana, these are their makeup. So we consider them as they having the totem of the parrot, and then the totem of the parrot being that they can be frank, they can be beautiful, and at the same time they can be eloquent.
Thank you so much for that. We are getting to know much more about our family totems for the different Akan clans. Do you have any questions for the people tuning from Ghana, or people interested in Ghana? What family are you identifying with? Tell us, what family you are identifying with? Are you identifying with Aguna? And yeah, we've just been told that your family totem is a parrot. All right, all right. Yes, as I was saying earlier, if you do have any questions for us, or you have anything you would want us to talk about in our Can Insights, feel free to send us an email, or just write in this video or in this broadcast. Leave a comment there, and of course, we'll get back to you. The email that you're using is info@resplendencelanguageart.com. Get to visit our website and know more about what we do around here at Resplendence Language Arts, as we promote African languages and culture, and linking up the diaspora and the motherland, Africa. Yes, you get to visit www.resplendenceLR and see all that we do here. You'll also get to know our tribe there. There's so much to learn about us on our website. All right. So as Mr. Frank comes back, we are still talking about the different totems of different families in the Akan clans. And Mr. Frank, if you can hear me, you're free to continue educating us. Mr. Frank, are you there? Also, as he comes back, please let us know in the comment section what is your family animal, or what totem would you love to identify with? Yes, tell us what totem you'd love to be your family symbol, or your source of inspiration, and tell us why. Don't ask me. I'm still thinking. All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, Mr. Frank.
Hello, please, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you perfectly well, but your camera is off.
Okay.
Awesome, awesome. There you go. There you go.
Oh, okay. It means my
Yes, you're
internet
done
is
with the
quite
Aguna
slow.
people, and I'm trying to find a family to identify with in in the Akan community. So keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Okay, thank you. So currently we are done with two families. So the first family
Mm-hmm.
we did was the Ibiana family, and then the
Mm-hmm.
second family we did is the Agona family.
Wait,
So we
wait,
said that we
wait.
are,
I want to interrupt a bit. Did you just say Adriana family?
sorry, the Ibiana clan. The Ibiana clan.
Adriana, okay, yes, yes. That is what I mean. Adriana clan. Wait,
Exactly.
that word, Adriana. Does it something to do with Adriane?
No, please. No, please. It is only the name of the family. So we have
Right.
yeah, so Ediane, to those who don't know much about Ediane is food in a can. So Ediane is food in a can. And
All right. Thank you for clearing that. I was almost getting to identify myself with the Adriana clan because I love food. Yes.
that's interesting. That's
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And by the way, we have greetings from Mr. Kwame, Brother Kwame, watching from London, England. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for the support, Mr. Kwame.
Hello, Mr. Kwame Marigas. Mhm. Okay. So please, can we continue?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. So, like I said, we have 8 families among the Akans. So, we have the Asona, we have the Agona, we have the Idiana, we have the Asatre, we have the Oyoko, we have the Britu. Now, all these are clans among the Akans. And currently, we have discussed the Idiana and then you have discussed the Agona. We have already established the fact that when we talk about the clan, the family is bigger than the clan. So the clan is a section of the family. So in one family, you get people belonging to either of 8 families. So the Diana, the Agona, the Asatre, the Asine, the Britu, you get people belonging to any. Now, let's continue with the third family. That is the Asatre. And the Asatre has the totem of the eagle or the vulture. Now, why do we say the Asatre have the totem of the eagle or the vulture? Now, when you look at the eagle is considered as the strongest bird in the world. The strongest bird in the world in terms of sight, in terms of flight, in terms of quickness. So the Asatri people also consider themselves as very strong in terms of whatever they are doing. Now, the eagle is also known as a very intelligent animal. And as a result, the Asatris also consider themselves as very intelligent people. Now, that aside, we know that the eagle is very beautiful. So it also proposes that the Asatri also consider themselves as very beautiful. Now, why would the Asatri have their totem as both the vulture and then the eagle? The point is, when it comes to the vulture is an animal who is considered as very strong in terms of stamina. So the vulture can eat anything made up of carcass, the carcass of anything, and the vulture will never be sick of it. So in terms of stamina, the Asatri people consider themselves as highly capable of withstanding any environment. So remember, the Akans or most of the Akans were not naturally coming from Ghana. Most migrated from different environments before getting to Ghana. And as a result, the Asatri believed that for them, they were able to withstand whatever travesty that came against them. So they were able to find themselves within the 4 walls of Ghana. And as a result, they consider themselves as capable of withstanding whatever would come in future. Now, when we put Asatri aside, we can talk of the Asenie. Now, the Asenie people have their totem as the bats. Why would they have their totem as the bats? Now, when we look at the bat among accounts, we consider it as neither a land animal or a bird. So an animal that cannot be considered as a bird means that its home cannot be in the skies, neither can its home be on land. So the bat is an animal of 2 worlds. So the Assyrian people consider themselves as diplomats because diplomats are people who are able to do what? They are people who are able to communicate the demands and wants of one group of people to the other. So the Assyrians consider themselves as diplomats. Hello, Veronica. Veronica.
Yes, yes, Motoni is here, Mr. Frank. Yeah,
Okay.
this is very interesting because it reminds me of my people. We Kamba people. I'm born in the Kamba uh, community or tribe of Kenya, and we are divided into several patrilineal clans. And you find that each and every one of these clans have um, their way of vows, the way they do things. some beliefs that set them aside or identify them as a clan from the other different clans. It's very marvelous how we are interconnected as a continent. All right, beautiful. So we've just talked about was that the third or the fourth one? I've
That is the
lost count
fourth one.
now.
That's
I'm
the
still
fourth one.
looking for my clan. I'm still looking for my clan in a can. I think you should suggest one for me. What do you think?
You know what? Let me finish with all, and then let's talk about the one that will most suit you.
All right, all right. Thank you so much. Please let's move to the next one.
Okay. So the next one is the Ashona. Now, the Ashona or the crow, the boa or the crow. Now, when you look at the wild boa, it is an animal which is made up of strength. It's an animal which is made up of a lot of bravery. And as a result, the Asona people consider themselves as very brave, made up of wisdom, pure hearted, and then very eloquent. Now, their eloquence emanates from the crow. Now, just imagine that on a peaceful day, you have one crow sitting right under a tree, disturbing your peace. How do they often do it? By the time you get to them, you realize that you are even so much annoyed. To the Asona people, this disturbance of the crow is a depiction of eloquence. And as a result, they consider themselves as very eloquent. Now, like I said, for the Agona, who are represented by the parrot, the Ashona, who is represented by the crow, is also eloquent in terms of being capable of transporting or transferring their culture by means of the food they eat, their words, their spoken language, and their acts. And it is most gracious when you come across these people depicting their culture, especially in their dance. It is most very beautiful. Now, let's go on to the Sith clan. The Sith clan is known as the Bretu. What is the totem of the Sith clan, which is the Bretu? It is the leopard. Now, I know that immediately I mentioned the leopard, you are imagining that then these people are going to be very aggressive and they are going to be exceptionally brave. If that's your imagination, then you are right because that's who they are. So we know the leopard to be an animal with a lot of bravery. Sometimes it hangs with one of the strongest animals in the world, like the lions, the tigers. When you are mentioning brave animals in the world, you can't do away with the leopard when you are making mention of the lion, the tigers, and many more. So to
Wait, Miss
them,
Frank. Wait, Miss Frank. You know that leopard is my favorite cat.
really,
My most favorite cat, and I think
really,
I'm beginning to find my clan. I'm beginning to find my clan. So I was wondering when it comes to the what is it again? Wow, I've forgotten the name.
the name is
Uh-huh.
Bretu, Bretu, Bretu.
All right, yes. Brechu. I'm taking an example of the clan Brechu. Excuse me if I'm not
Exactly.
pronouncing it correctly. But do you have something like a certain clan being associated with a certain type of profession or line of work or duty? Because around here, though it's in a larger perspective of the tribes, we tend to associate a certain tribe with a certain profession because of their characteristics, what we believe about them. all that. Do we have something similar when it comes to the Akan clans?
Yes, please, we do have. And it is a whole topic on its own. So we can apportion it for maybe next week. Because when you take
Mm-hmm.
the people of Indiana, for example, as I made mention that their totem is the dog. You recall I did mention that when you take the dog always wants to be closer to its hunter. And the hunter, if the hunter is capable of training the dog so well, then automatically the dog, which is already a clever animal, is going to do an efficient work. So when you take the people of Indiana, they don't take their work as joke. They make sure that they are punctual, they do their very best to provide excellence in the work they do. The same thing happens with the people of Assyria. Now, remember, in time of war, Ghana has not been a very peaceful nation in history because as we have numerous ethnic groups in the country, we have people who would want to dominate other ethnic groups. And during this particular period, you need people who are diplomats. Diplomats are people who are, we consider them as very brave. So that's when we have people like the Assyria coming in. So it is a job that they took upon themselves to negotiate peace among ethnic groups. So when it comes to the Asantes, where there is the Ibiana, there is the Asana, there is the Agona, there are the Asachiri. The people of the Assyria took it upon themselves that whenever there is difficulty in terms of war within the Asante clan, they will take it upon themselves and negotiate peace so that peace will prevail. So when you have people of this nature within your environment, then reasonably you can achieve peace and harmony and then make sure that there's constant development. So, like I said, it is a whole topic on its own, and we can discuss that in our next session for next week.
This is really
This
interesting.
is
By the way,
really
we should
interesting. By the way, we should
time.
have time to do this.
Wow, that
Please, can you
thing
Wow,
happened.
that thing happened again.
can you come again, please?
Let me do something.
Let
Yeah. Yeah, I had to mute you, Mr. Frank, so that I don't hear my echo. But I was saying that this is really interesting. I think we are gonna dive deeper into that topic. I think, yeah, we really need to do it. It's very interesting and has so much information and insights about the Akan people. All right, all right. If you're watching us, please, what family are you identifying with so far? If you're from outside the Akan family, what clan are you identifying with? Please put it in the chat and tell us why you're choosing that particular clan and why that particular totem. Yes. Uh-huh. All right, all right, all right. So let's keep going. Let's move to the next one. I know we've already talked about why this one is really difficult on my tongue to pronounce. Brechu. All right, we are done with that one. Yeah. How come my favorite animal? Now I cannot even pronounce the word. You should take me to class. Take me to class. Anyways, thank you so much. Welcome back, Mr. Frank. You will need to unmute yourself and we move on to the next. You're still
You're
muted.
still
All
muted.
right.
All right.
Is it okay now, please?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
Let's keep
yes. Let's
going.
keep going.
Okay. So we are left with two clans to discuss. Now, after the discussion of these clans, we will delve a bit into a topic I was married. That's just going to be maybe 30 seconds. Then afterwards, we will delve into whatever question we have for the day. So let's delve into the seventh clan. Now, the seventh clan is known as Ekwana. Ekwana. Now, the totem of the Ekwana clan is the buffalo. Automatically, when I make mention that the totem of the Ekwana clan is the buffalo, then naturally you know that you are talking about strength, you are talking about bravery, you are talking about uprightness, right? Because the buffalo does not take nonsense. No matter who you are, sometimes you can watch videos of Animal Kingdom where the buffalo, it's being very tired of being chased by the lion and then the tigers and then the leopards, will just turn and face the enemy squarely. So it makes mention, or it's an exact replica of what is expected of people of the Ekwana family. So the people of the Ekwana family are expected to be brave, to talk about what is and what is not true. So in times of difficulty where people are shying away from the truth, the Ekwana family is expected to be brave. The Ekwana clan, sorry, are expected to be brave in terms of telling everybody where the truth is so that we can develop as a people. And in most cases, we realize that we appreciate people who are truthful, people who are candid, people who do not take advantage of us by giving us false praises, which actually do not align with reality. So when you want to befriend people who are this truthful, you can befriend the corner people because to them, their totem is the buffalo, which means they are not afraid of anything. Though they can be calm, as time demands, they will be brave and then they'll tell you what is true and then what is lie. They are constantly candid. That being said, let's go on to the eighth clan. The eighth clan is the Oyoko clan. So the Oyoko clan has its totem as the falcon or the hawk. Now, what do we know about the falcon? What do we know about the hawk? Just imagine a falcon that has sighted an animal which it wants to hunt. Do you think that the falcon will just switch in and then pick the animal up? No, it studies the animal for a longer period of time. In most cases, it can even hover in the skies for a longer period of time and then come in as and when necessary. What does this depict? It depicts patience and self-control. So the people of the Oyoko clan are expected to be patient. When it comes to hunting, they'll hunt at the right time. But when the time is not up, they wouldn't do that. When I say they are hunting, it means that when there is peace, they are very peaceable people. When there is war, be assured that they wouldn't let you come and trample upon their rights. They will face you squarely. Now, this also spells self-confidence among the Oyoko clan. So they are confident people who would constantly want you to understand that though they can come down to your level, they can also make you very uncomfortable. So this is just a summary of what we have as the clans of the Akans. So we have made mention of the Diana, which symbol is the totem, mention of the totem is the totem is the leopard. We've made mention of the Kwana, which totem is a buffalo. And lastly, we have made mention of the Oyuko clan, whose totem is the falcon or the hawk. Now, this is what I want you to identify. In all these 8 clans that has been discussed, you realize that there's 4 things that run true. First is intelligence. Second is being brave. Third is being upright, or yes, let's say upright. And fourth is being self-confident. Now, these are the behaviors that are expected of every Akan. So an Akan is expected to be to have a lot of wisdom. At the same time, an Akan is expected to be frank. At the same time, an Akan is expected to be aggressive or exceptionally brave. At the same time, you're expected to be patient while engaging in self-confidence. So if a person calls himself an Akan, this is what is expected of the person. A person who does not depict these characteristics, that person is most often regarded as a foreigner to the Akan people. Now, I made mention that we are going to discuss something little about marriage in terms of Akan clan. Now, this is what you should know. When you belong to a clan, you cannot marry from your own clan. So, an Akan family should consist of 4 clans. Let me cite an example. Let me say I belong to the Ediana clan. In previous videos, we have already established the fact that Akans are matrilineal. So, if I belong to the Ediana clan, it means my mother is from the Ediana clan. As a result, my father cannot come from the Ediana clan. My father has to either come from the Agona, the Asatri, the Asinie, the Asuna, the Britu, the Okona, or the Oyoko. Now, so far as my mother is coming from the Ediana clan, and then my father is coming from either of these 8 clans, it means that my mother is also coming from the Ediana clan or from a different clan. And then her father is also coming from what? A different clan. At the same time, my father would also come from a different clan, having his father coming from a different clan, and then his mother coming from a different clan. This is why we say that every Akan family must have 4 families. Sorry, every Akan family must have 4 clans representing. So I, for one, my mother happens to be Ediana. My dad happens to be Agona. When you delve into these clans or these parents of mine, my dad, being an Agona person, happens to have his father coming from the Asatri clan. My mother, being an Ediana person, happens to have his father coming from the Britu clan. And as a result, you realize that we have 4 families representing. It is a taboo. It is against cultural norm to have one person of one clan marrying a member of the same clan. That wouldn't happen. However, modernization have caused most of us to travel from our villages to the metropolis. And as a result, people end up marrying their family members. In Greater Accra or in developed towns, we usually don't delve into the culture unless we are doing cultural marriage. So do you know what? Because of our time, we will end here. When you want to learn more about Akan clans, you can join any Akan class and then we will delve more into it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
This
so much.
is
This
very,
is very,
I think I'm gonna
I
mute you
think
again.
I'm gonna.
All right, there we go. Thank you so much, Mr. Frank, for that interesting description. And, you brought so much light into the 8 clans of the Akan. And in terms of the totems, I think everybody now can fit into starting family depending on the totem. Still in the process of identifying my family. And wait, I will come with my Akan family in our next broadcast. I'm torn between the Kuna people and the Brechu people. So I'll settle on one and yes, identify myself. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Do you have any questions for us? Do you have any questions for Mr. Frank? We are taking questions now as we wrap up our session today. Mr. Frank, there is something I wanted to ask you. I think it has evaporated, but it will come back in seconds. But do we have? Okay. I should have asked this at the beginning of the session, but do we have any sort of rituals or traditions, any form of celebrations that are associated or tied to family totems, generally in celebration of family or Akan heritage? You're muted. You might need to unmute yourself.
Really, can you hear me, please?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Okay. So your question is very intelligent question, because as a clan they are a group of people, and as a result they would have their way of doing things since culture demands that we actually identify ourselves. So in most cases, every family have a way of greeting. The Diana people have a way of greeting each other. The Aguna people have a way of greeting. The Asachi people have a way of greeting. All the eight families have a way of greeting. And it determines the response that they are going to get. The reason why I don't want to delve into answering your question vividly is because I think it will be a good topic for either next 2 weeks as well. So there are some activities which are done and depending on meets an Adriana person, they have a particular greeting that they do greet. And every person who considers himself as Adriana would automatically know the response to that greetings. So let's delve into that particular ritual when we are discussing clans of Akans next week. That being said, there are also ways of dressing. There are also ways of performing some cultural ceremonies like naming ceremonies and then funeral rites. Because they are coming from different backgrounds, they all have different ways of performing their naming ceremonies and then their funeral rites. So far as this is a very broad question, I would want us to delve into it next week, please.
This is really beautiful, and thank you so much, Mr. Frank, for giving us an insight into our next discussion. I think we shall be delving into rituals and traditions of the Akan clans. So do well to join us next time and come with your questions ready. And of course, if you have any questions or comments from these broadcasts, leave us a comment and we shall be getting back to you. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. We're so grateful. Thank you for the support. Please keep sharing a broadcast, share, like, let people know what we are doing, what we are discussing, and the work we are doing in promoting African culture, and more particularly about the Akan culture. So as we conclude our exploration today of the Akan families and totems in the Akan culture, I hope and pray that the wisdom and richness of our heritage to continue inspiring and guiding us. Please celebrate, honor, and promote your culture, your language. We are Africa. Africa is our business, and we keep growing and honoring our lineage. All right. Until next time, stay curious, and see you in our next broadcast. Bye bye from me, Eubeshia.